I'm still waiting for this to end. We are almost there. I find it crazy that Chelsea is actually one of the people that's doing the casting. I'm wondering if she's doing it right now or if she's gonna do it next season. Okay, fast forwarding. Yep, fast forwarding. Okay. What was the microwave thing? Noodles and red sauce. That's what he put. Okay. And that was it. We are finally done with the reunion. Honestly, there wasn't too much drama, but it was what I expected it to be. And it was definitely better than the ones that we had in the past. I am thankful that we actually did get more questions answered in all the things that we have been wondering, like the whole Jessica situation, the whole Chelsea, the whole Sarah and Trevor, everything that I was actually looking forward to, we did got. The only My only issue with this reunion was the fact that why do we need to know so much about the other cast members that were not part of this season? Like, I understand that they're there to, this is what they did. They were able to make it work. They were able to be together. But to be honest, I'm here for the ones of this season. And I was just a little upset about that because I think we spent a lot of time on that. When I saw that the reunion was going to be an hour and something minutes, I thought that we were going to get more information. Now, we didn't, as much as I wish, but okay. First of all, so I took a bunch of notes because there's multiple things that I would like to talk about. I don't know what you guys like to talk about. They talked about a big announcement. I don't know if I missed it because I was at the park with my kids. So I don't know if like that was something that happened and I didn't see, but I don't know. Did you guys see the big announcement? Because I didn't see it. Sorry. Now, I'll take this off for now because I'm not listening to anything. Now, for I was wondering if they were going to address all the scandals, which they did. Amy and Johnny are still together at the moment, and they are doing excellent. Like, they're doing such a great job. They said that they still haven't had an argument to this day. We also get a conversation about the whole birth control, but we don't get an answer still as to what either of them are doing. We do know that what's his name? Amy is not on birth control and Johnny didn't get a vasectomy, but we don't know where they are at the moment with that. So I was definitely left wondering that. Let me see. I actually did think it was pretty interesting to know that out of the entire seasons altogether, only 11 couples got married, well, say yes to each other at the altar. And out of those 11, only 9 are together till this day. So that was pretty interesting. And they played clips. I was just, I don't know. I was just annoying at the beginning. Jeremy's, he's seen Sarah, and of course, was surprised. Okay. And now we get to the interesting part where we find out if Jeremy and Sarah Ann are actually dating. And they are dating. I don't I mean, we already knew about the situation. We already knew that they were going to be dating. And I think one of the most frustrating parts about all of this is that at no point did I ever feel like Sarah Ann was remorseful for what she did at any point. I did say in one of my previous videos that I thought that her doing this, like her sending the message, wasn't as bad, at least in my opinion. I do think that like she was just trying to get some closure, which is what she was sharing at the reunion. But her meeting with him overnight was something that you definitely don't do, like at all. They have also been dating for a year and they are living together. Laura is here, but she's not there physically. But they do ask him about the ex fiance situation. And according to Jeremy, he says that is not true. He says that he was engaged, but that they had already ended things. Then he sold the house. Well, they sold the house together. And then that's when he applied to be on the show. It's just like, okay, true, bro. Whatever you say. Hold on. Like, let me see. Yeah, so let me see. Together, Laura is here over Zoom. When they asked Jeremy why he lied about the location, he also doesn't have an answer. I think a lot of the times Jeremy was waiting to answer any of the questions. He did show some remorse, actually more than Sarah Ann did, to saying the way that he acted, the way that he presented himself was definitely not the best and that he could have done a better job. And I think this is something that we have all seen, that he tends to do this a lot. Like, yes, your apologies are fine, but at the end of the day, they suck when you're not doing anything to fix what you did. But whatever. He also says, this is another part, that he also says that he instantly told Laura, but Laura says that he waited until she woke up at 9:30 a.m. and then confronted him about it. He was stuttering. No, Laura says that he was stuttering on his words when he was trying to tell her what happened. And he says that that's not the case, that like he got into the house, that the moment that he went into the house, he went into her room and he told her what happened, which is like, are you sure? Because it doesn't seem like that was the case. And then later on, when she's confronting you and you guys are sitting down and she's asking you all these questions, the only thing you're doing is avoiding the questions and giving her answers that are lies. So she has to dig it out of you. She has to constantly tell you, oh, did you do this? Because I saw you do that. And that's how she caught him on the lie. But we already know that he's a freaking liar. He did try to stick to his story as much as possible, and Sarah Ann backed him up multiple times throughout the reunion. We already know that was gonna happen, and there's this part where Laura and there's this part where Laura calls Sarah Ann, no, Jeremy, a clown. She was like, "You're a clown," and then Sarah Ann turned around and she was like, "You're a clown. You're a clown because you were talking crap about me to Jeremy in the pods, and that's why you're a clown." And I was like, "Girl, shut up. Like, who asked you? She's calling him a clown because of the lies that he made, because of this whole thing that he is telling us that he did, that he didn't do. And then also, there was another thing that this was not part of the reunion, and this actually happened after they have recorded the reunion, so I could understand why they didn't include this in the whole thing. You guys know how this lady came out a couple of days ago on TikTok saying that Jeremy, we're gonna call him Jeremy, and all of this is allegedly, so we don't get in trouble, but that allegedly this man pulled a pew pew on her, and that he had the police called, that he had like all these things, that his weapons were taken away, that he had to go through all of this stuff. And later on, he tried to come back and say that like that was not the case. But then the things that he was saying, like the fact that he was saying, oh yes, the police did come. Oh yes, the police did take my weapons. So why did they take your weapons? Did you actually become abusive towards this woman? So a lot of things are coming out from Jeremy that it really presents him as a red flag, as a really, really bad person. And I think one of the main reasons that I get frustrated with situations like this is the fact that we bring all these women that are ready to be married, they are ready to be in this experiment, they want to be here, they're ready to get married, and then you bring F tier man. Like, why do you guys do that? Like, I feel like you guys need to get better when it comes to the people that you could bring onto the show. Because yes, we love the drama. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I love seeing all the drama, especially when it doesn't involve me. But it definitely does hurt to see other people get hurt because we're bringing on shitty men. Like, moving on from that, let's keep up with the whole thing. So I already told you guys, Sarah calls Laura clown because she called Jeremy a clown. But I guess like I could consider Laura a clown at times, but actually not a clown. She's more mean than anything. Like, I have seen what we have seen on Netflix, that she has been very rude to certain cast members, specifically Jeremy. At the beginning, when we didn't know all of the drama going on, she was a very rude person to Jeremy, saying things like making fun of his penis size, or judging him every 2 seconds about the things that he was wearing, or making the bean dip joke to AD that I think should have never been made. And I also feel like I don't really know what she was thinking when she said that joke. It's not funny at all. And so not necessarily a clown, but rude, yes, definitely. And one thing that also, well, it didn't really surprise me, but Laura Ann expressed that her and Jeremy constantly had conversations about their relationship being super good. So the moment that the relationship ended and that he was, going around and talking to Sarah Ann, she was definitely surprised because she didn't see it coming. Like, how come you're talking all this beautiful and nice things about a relationship, but now you are leaving me for another woman? Like, those things don't add up. And she was right. You were spending time with my family. You were going to do this. We were going to meet your mom. We were doing all these things. She was like, you pet my dog. You met my dog. So I could totally see why she gets so frustrated about the situation. And then we also get some never seen footage from Laura and Sarah, where Sarah apologizes to her. She talks about her sending the message just to have some closure. And Laura still told her that the message was disrespectful and that she is mad at what Jeremy did, not exactly as Sarah Ann. When I was watching this conversation, I really wish that we would have been able to see this, because Laura was very receptive to this conversation with Sarah Ann, and I think it would have eased up the hate that Sarah Ann got online for like the longest time ever. I mean, if you do things like that, don't expect people to just look at you and look the other way and not say anything, especially when you're in a reality TV show that millions of people are watching and judging you for it. Like, we literally make videos about all of this drama. So, yeah, we did. I need water. Is the chat? Yeah, the chat's on. Yeah. Timestamps. Chat. Okay, let's keep going. Never seen footage. And one of the things that we also get, oh, it's not new, but it's the fact that Jeremy is always looking at his image. He's always like pretending or trying to make it seem that he has the best image possible and that he's not going to be seen as the bad guy. There was also a comment that he made that he was just like, at least I'm not as bad as Jimmy, or at least Jimmy is the bad guy. And I was just, I don't know, I was just super surprised to hear this, because why would you even say that? Why would you even say that Jimmy is the bad guy? And to be honest with you guys, I don't think that Jimmy was the bad guy at any point. I think he just handled things very poorly throughout the show, especially when he was doing the whole Jessica thing. And that does not make him the bad guy. Like, you not being able to handle things properly that are where you're not hurting people like Jeremy did, I don't think you should be dragged for that. But that's a different story. You could tell right here, oh, sorry, I have something in my eye. You can tell right here when Jimmy heard this, he was definitely like frustrated, because when they asked him about it, if he was pressed about the situation, he was definitely pressed. He just didn't really want to come off as being pressed, but he did. And he does admit it. He does admit that he was a little upset about the situation. So I don't blame him. Again, this is something completely normal for him to feel that way. And let's see. Okay. Jimmy was a major plot twist of all the guys from episode 1. He was a major plot twist. Major plot twist. We thought that he was the bad guy at the beginning, and it turned out to be that he was not the bad guy. So yeah, let's go to this image. I don't know. Do you guys think that Jimmy was the bad guy at any point? I would love to hear what you guys have to say about that. I don't know if you guys have any comments on that. Okay. What's the name of the one of the hosts? Okay, so one of the hosts, I don't know what his name is. I just know Vanessa. I don't know the other guy. But that guy, he asks everyone if they have seen Jeremy or Chelsea around. And we have only, Chelsea says that she has seen Jeremy, and that every time that she sees him, he's always broken up with Sarah Ann. And he's like, no, I only see you one time. And Chelsea's like, no, we've seen each other twice, and both of those times you guys have been broken up with each other. So what's up with that? You know, he says that him and Sarah Ann have gone through a lot of issues and have gone through a lot of ups and downs. And after, I guess, breaking up multiple times, they decided to live together, which I don't know. That's that's just funny to me, because why would you choose to start living with someone that you are constantly breaking up with? I don't know. That's I don't know. It's crazy. They call her out. I do gotta say that Sarah Ann definitely did get very attacked in this reunion. Like, I'm not saying that she didn't deserve it, but oh my god, everyone was against her. There's also a time where we find out that all the girls took out, well, not all the girls, but someone decided to take Sarah Ann off the chat. When did this happen? I have no idea. But then Sarah Ann decided to follow all the men from the Love is Blind experiment, but not the girls. So in this case, she was following Chelsea and Jimmy. She unfollowed Chelsea and she followed Jimmy, which the girls were like, that's shady. Like, why would you do that? What a coincidence that you unfollow all the girls, but you follow the guys. And she's like, well, you guys iced me out. You guys didn't want to talk to me. You guys took me out of the chat. Well, yeah, they took you out of the chat because you were not a girl's girl. And this is dropped so many times throughout the whole reunion. You're not a girl's girl. You're not a girl's girl. Well, yeah, you're not a girl's girl because you were talking. You sent a message to someone you sent a message to someone that had already gotten engaged. Then after that, you chose to meet up with this person, stayed with them till 5 a.m. in the morning. And when you're asked questions about the situation, you become defensive or you don't want to answer the questions. I do gotta give it to her that she did answer the questions, but it still looks bad. It still looks bad to have her spend time with him till 5 a.m. in the morning. Jeremy, they also called her out for spoiling the season and for her saying that this is reality TV and it's meant to entertain people. That she got it right with this one. You guys remember that TikTok that she made where she was like, this is what it is. It's reality TV and we got it right with this one. And that's what all of you guys are watching and stuff. Well, Vanessa and whatever his name is, they called her out for this and they were like, oh, Nick, that's his name, Nick. I just remember. Vanessa and Nick called her out for this. They were like, do you really think that this is like social media? It's just like for entertainment purposes? Because there's a lot of people here that come for the experiment, that come for the love, that they actually want to find a person. And she said that she never felt like that, but I don't know. I don't feel like at this point, with all the things that have happened with Sarah Ann, we can believe anything that comes out of her mouth at this point. But yeah, let's move to Trevor. Trevor is the next person that we see. And I just have to say that I was very frustrated with this because I did not feel like Trevor got dragged the same way that Sarah Ann did. And there were a lot of unanswered questions. Like, yes, Nick and Vanessa asked some of the questions, why were you in a relationship with someone? Trevor explains that he was not in a relationship with this person, that both of them were very toxic, that their relationship was very toxic, and that he and her were not together when he went to the experiment. However, they keep telling him, well, you said you love her. You said you love her many times, so that's not making sense. What, did they let Trevor go easy? Yes, they did let Trevor go easy. They were just not being harsh on him. They were constantly just, the only questions that they really asked him was, were you in a relationship with this woman? And how can you say that you were not in a relationship with this woman when you said you loved her multiple times? And for example, we also didn't get an answer to the question where he says, me and this other guy were in it on this, and we decided that we were going to come out of this experiment not engaged. Why didn't they ask that question? Why didn't they ask that question? That is very important. Or the fact that he threatened this woman to release videos and images. I don't remember if it was videos and images or videos or images of her to her son. Why didn't they ask that question? Or the fact that he's already in another show, which too hot to handle. I think that's the name of the show. But we didn't get an answer to that. We didn't get an answer to the accusations. We didn't get an answer to the other guy that he talked to, which I was wondering who it was. And it was just incredibly frustrating. Yes, Trevor was just a headache, honestly. But yeah, I was very frustrated with this because I felt like we needed more answers and we barely got any. And then when things started getting a little heated, he was like, "Oh, I would like to ask if I can leave." Now you want to ask if you can leave? It should be in their contract that they have to go to the reunion, sit down, and stay there until the reunion is over. Because you can't just make us go through all of this and sorry, you can't just make us go through all this headache and then say that you want to leave because it's getting too hard on you. How hard do you think it was on us to find out that the person that we thought was one of the sweetest guys on Love is Blind was not the sweetest guy on Love is Blind? Like, how hard do you think it was for us? So yeah, like I said, we don't get that many answers, and then he just decides to leave at the end of the day. He has this long pause of I don't know what to say. Bro, you knew you were coming to the reunion. You should have come with your answers written already. You should know what you were gonna say. But I'm just frustrated with him. What I did think was funny was when Jimmy was like, "I'll stay out of it, pumpkin," because Trevor used to call Chelsea pumpkin, but I'm pretty sure he was calling other people pumpkin too. Like, I don't think Chelsea was the only one. He pretty much was calling his girlfriend pumpkin too. But whatever. He says that he is going to get therapy, which is nice to see. And then, okay, now it's time for Clay and AD. AD shares with all of us that it was very difficult for her to watch the wedding, especially, because she was left at the altar by Clay. And Clay says that this was the biggest mistake of his life. Yes, this was the biggest mistake of his life. And honestly, I did feel like Clay was very sorry. I feel like he was very understanding. Definitely, he was calling more than one girl that. Yes, he was. I hated that the chat is delayed. I wish it would just as we're talking about it. But yeah, with AD and Clay, they're not dating. They're not dating. And they did ask AD the question, are you or have you ever considered dating Clay in the future? And she says that she doesn't want to answer the question. She wants him to answer the question. And then when he answers the question, and then when he answers the question, he says that he would like to date her again. And that maybe that has something to do with the whole thing that we have been seeing online, the whole video of them being together on Thanksgiving. But I think the whole Thanksgiving video is them as friends, but you could still also feel some type of like love between them at the reunion. I don't know if it's just me, if I'm just crazy, but I kind of did feel some type of like love coming from both of them. And like I said, Clay did apologize many times. It did feel bad to see him get very emotional and say that like he did want to be part of this experiment. He did want to be married, but at the same time, how did you want to be married and didn't marry AD? And she calls him out for it. I think I wrote it down right here. Oh yeah, she said, "You played on my face. You were never ready to get married." And he says, "Not true." And she tells him, "So why did you not marry me? Why did you not marry her? Tell us, why didn't you marry her?" But he doesn't really have an answer. It's always the same thing of he just wasn't ready for marriage just yet. He wasn't ready for this. He was always afraid that he was going to let her down, that he was going to break her heart. But I don't know. It's very difficult to want to believe a lot of the words that come out of his mouth, because if you really wanted to, you would do it. If you really wanted to be with AD and be loyal to her, be in a committed relationship with her, you would do it. You wouldn't just like let it go. And then, yeah, I already touched on Clay and AD dating. They're not dating. And they say that he has considered, she hasn't. Oh, they do ask Chelsea about the whole conversation that Jessica had with Laura at the bar. And Chelsea says that she did feel very uncomfortable about the conversation, that the conversation just fell off. And to me, it fell off too. I felt like every single point, Laura was encouraging Jessica to talk to Jimmy. And that just seems shady. Like, I don't know what she was thinking. I don't know why she was doing it. And we already know that Jessica is very attractive. And even Jimmy tells her that at the reunion. He's like, yeah, you are very attractive. Like, I'm not gonna lie about that. And it was just a weird interaction that they had at the bar. When they start talking to Jessica, what about Jimmy and Chelsea? Are they together? Jimmy and Chelsea, no. I was about to get to that. That Jimmy and Chelsea are not together, at least from what we got in this reunion. They are very good friends, but they are not together. They are definitely not together. They don't really get into that. So I like I said, I feel like a lot of this reunion was spent talking about the other cast members from previous seasons and not about these cast members. We did get answers to the T in the questions that we had about the whole drama outside of the pods, but other than that, we didn't really get much. I think a lot of these people come on without the intention of actually being in a relationship. I mean, Trevor had another girl. Why come on then? What? Yeah. Sorry, long time to type. It's okay, don't worry. No, yeah, it makes a lot of sense, honestly. Like, I feel like because a lot of people see how hyped Love is Blind has become, they're just coming to get internet fame. And oh, Trevor was asked the question, did you come on the show just to get some fame? And he's like, or for his business. And he's like, for what business? What business? And look, I don't know, okay? I might be just pulling this out of my ass. But I bet you guys that in a couple months, Trevor is gonna come out with his own like bodybuilding thing. It's either gonna be a manual, like a training program that you guys can do. It's gonna be a protein powder. It's gonna be some creatine. It's gonna be something, or he's gonna open up a gym and he's gonna use all of this. You guys can hear the dogs, right? I'm so sorry. But he's gonna use all this fame that he's getting to his advantage, even though he's like, what fame? What program? What job? Like, don't play games with us. Don't play games with us, bro. Like, we know what you're doing. You Sorry, guys. We were fooled by you for a little bit, but not for too long. What else? The reunion sounds like an epic fail to me. It was the worst season ever. I'm a little disappointed. I know, right? Like, I am disappointed too. At the beginning, like I said, we did get a lot of information on things that we were wondering, but I don't know. I don't see the point of having all the past cast members here. Like, bring us. Bring us and let us ask the questions, not the cast members. If we want to keep up with them, we'll go to their Instagram. We don't need them here. Oh, do you guys remember the interview that Jessica did with the Bell Files? And then Jimmy had an interview with this other place. Well, they asked about that interview. Well, not really. They asked Jessica if she's still friends with Chelsea and Jimmy. She said that with Chelsea, she is very good friends with her. Not only that, but like, I guess Chelsea spends a lot of time with them, like with her and her daughter. And then she said that with Jimmy, she was very good friends with her. But then the moment that the interview came out, where Jimmy was saying that he felt like Jessica had a pretty good edit on her and that she hammered him down a lot. She was like, I don't really think I want to be friends with someone that's talking negatively about me when I've been so positive about them and when I've been so like just candid about the whole situation. And they had this whole argument where Jimmy was like, you were only inside the pots for 10 minutes and then you stormed out and you were hammering down on me. And Jessica was like, it wasn't 10 minutes, it was an hour and something minutes. Like, you need to understand that we had already been talking for a while. The day had already been going on for a bit. So, of course, I was frustrated and I just wanted things to end because it kept seeming like you wanted to end things with me. And then, and then the production plays the clip of them talking to each other and they played the time frame and it was an hour and something minutes. So I think Jimmy was just like messed up in the head because he just had a conversation with Chelsea that was tough. Almost all the conversations that he had with Chelsea were tough, at least the ones that we saw. And sorry. Hold on, I'm gonna tell my neighbor. Give me a second. I need to tell my neighbor to stop screaming. Roger! Stop screaming, please! I even forgot what I was saying, but let's just go back to the notes. Oh yeah, it was about the whole 10-minute thing or an hour thing. In reality, Jessica was right. It wasn't 10 minutes. It was more like an hour and something minutes. And Jimmy was just, he had the wrong perception of time. There was one of the other cast members that asked Kenneth and Brittany if they ever felt like having sex with each other so they could create that spark and bring, I guess, that intimacy back. And Brittany says that that's something that she had promised to herself that she wasn't going to do and that she wasn't going to get involved in. So no, that never happened. It was never something that was going to happen because that's a promise that she had made to God and to herself more than anything. There are very good friends, which I was incredibly surprised that they're still very good friends. She says that they talk constantly. She says that they FaceTime, they message each other and stuff like that. I'm with Andrea. I am disappointed that the trailer really hyped up some intense interactions and potential questions, but seems like we came out a bit empty-handed. Was there any big questions that still haven't got an answer? Yes. Who was the other guy that Trevor was talking to? Were the allegations about him sharing those nude pictures of his ex real? Was Jeremy actually a complete asshole that left his ex fiance? I don't think we really got an answer to that. He said that they were not together anymore, but the woman did say that he had cheated on her and she had found out the same way that Laura did. But yeah, I'm just gonna finish with he was here. And they also do ask Kenneth how he felt about the entire situation of him Brittany breaking up. Because we perceived it, when we saw this interaction happening, we perceived it as, wow, what a horrible man that he can just stand there and let this go so easily and be on his phone constantly. He says, this is what he said, that people handle things differently and that he was very destroyed to the point that he called Clay and vented out his feelings to him. That's all we get. He also gave us this like talk about how he was really involved at school and that he has commitments that he wants to make sure he does to his students, to his teachers, to the parents, and that's why he was on his phone a majority of the time. Again, I don't think it's an excuse that you were on your phone so much and that they talk constantly. We also find out that Matthew and AD met up for another date. Well, for a date, sorry. They only went out on one date. Matthew asked her out, and they went out on a date together, and he made food for her. She said that he made rice and chicken, and that it wasn't that good. And then she said that their chemistry was not there, that he is a guy that is very stuck to his what's it called, to his ways. He's on a schedule, he's very strict, he's very OCD and stuff like that, and she is not that way. Like, AD is very bubbly, and you know, we've seen how cute she is. So yeah, Kenneth really broke my heart with how he treated Brittany. Yes, I was hoping that they were gonna tell us that this was actually recorded because they needed to display the breakup in front of the camera, but they never said this, unless I missed it. But I don't think I did. Again, this reunion was just way too long for my liking, way too long. So I don't genuinely understand why, but that is the case.
Yeah, sure.
Do you guys have any other things that you guys saw in this reunion that you guys want to talk about or share?
Let me see what y'all are saying.
You know, I guess one of the other things that I was hoping that we would also get is more of Chelsea and Jimmy, and just listen to why Chelsea was so insecure. We also get Jimmy expressing to all of us that his friends have actually stopped, well, not stopped talking to him, but that they're very upset at him because that information was shared in front of every single person in the world, technically, because Love is Blind is something that people are watching everywhere. So that was interesting to see, but we didn't really spend that much time on it, which made me very upset. Very, very upset. I wish we would have spent more time on this. I wish we would have talked more about it. I wanted to know more things about why Chelsea was acting the way she was acting. There were many allegations of people saying that Jimmy actually goes out way more often than what they made it seem on camera. And we never really got an answer to that. Like, no one ever shared if that was true. They didn't ask him those questions. So that was something very, very frustrating to me.
No audio. This is so sad. Bye. That was just too funny.
Chelsea did look more stable.
Yeah, that's all. That's all she wrote for Trevor.
Yes. She did look more stable. She was very in a better place.
Wildly good-looking, charismatic to still have a social media career if you say it's for clout. That's the reality. I think that even if like he was totally honest, didn't lie at this stage, he didn't have the like charisma that's someone like Jess or even like Clay, someone like Clay who's very good with his words, um, or like just smooth.
Yeah, let me see. Am I missing anything else? Because that's why I'm so frustrated about this reunion. Because I feel like we should have so much more stuff to talk about, and we don't have as much, and that's just frustrating. Let me see. Where is my Netflix? Netflix, where are you? Where are you? Uh, I'm trying to get Netflix on. I can't play the audio though, because if I play the audio on Netflix, they're gonna copyright me. The other day, I played on, what was it? My Celebrating Partner program. I played the trailer when we had just gotten the new season of Love is Blind, and my video got copyright. And thankfully, because, well, not thankfully, really, since I don't really make any money from my videos just yet.
Given the rate at which reports of violence.
Since I don't really make any money. Hold on, this is so loud. Since I don't make any money from my videos just yet, I didn't get anything taken from it. You know, like it was just like, oh, you can't monetize this. And I was like, yeah, I know I can't monetize it. You don't need to tell me. So like anything that you play just a little bit, they get all upsetty spaghetti and they'll strike your video. Well, let me see if I can add this thing and I can share it really quick right here. See if I missed anything. Add a scene. Now add a window capture. Then right here. This page is super small. It's like you can barely see it. But let's see. I don't think for a second that anything between us is. Did you know that 90 Day Fiance is back? Do you know when 90 Day Fiance is back? No, but Happily Ever After, sorry, let me stop that. Happily Ever After comes this Sunday. So, yeah, we are going to get multiple couples. I think it's about to start back. Yeah, we're gonna get the new couples. What are the names? Actually, let's look into that. I know this is Love is Blind, but unless you guys have something to bring up, I don't have anything about Love is Blind right now. Happily Ever After. Happily Ever After. Cast members. 90 Day Fiance. You can barely see this. So yeah, let's check out the cast members that we have for Happily Ever After. Continue reading. So, okay, so we got Ashley and Manuel. We have Rob and Sophie. I cannot wait for that. That's gonna be insane. So we got Rob and Sophie. We have Angela and Michael. I'm not ready for Angela and Michael, especially with all the crazy stuff happening. And that's it. Let me go to Instagram because that's bitter. This is horrible. Yep, here we go. Search. 90 Day Fiance. Here we go. Yep, happily ever after. We have this too. I do not remember her name. I remember Thais' name. I don't remember his name. I don't know who he is. We have Big Ed and Liz. They finally broke up, so maybe we'll get to see their breakup on live TV. What's her name? Lauren, right? I think her name is Lauren, and I can't remember his name, so don't quote me on that. But we get more people. I do know that we get. Oh, we get Ashley and Manuel. They joined, and then Sophie and Rob, of course. I think I'm more excited to see Ashley and Manuel. So let's see the comments. Oh God, the cast is going to be horrible. Rob and Angela are both so abusive. Yes, they are very abusive. Did you guys see the entire drama with Angela and her pretending like Michael was missing? He wasn't missing in reality. But yeah, that was an interesting one. Oh, this is the one where they share all the couples. Do you know who this couple is? I have no idea who they are. I saw a little bit of them, and I also saw that he was accused a couple months ago or a couple weeks ago of domestic abuse. I don't know if it's true, but yeah, I guess in Los Angeles it happened. So I don't know who they are. Oh. And then them too. I don't remember this too either. I mean, I remember them, I just don't remember their name. That's the thing. Oh, and then we get Jasmine and Gino. Yeah, Jasmine and Gino, like always. Of course, it wouldn't be a 90 Day Fiancé season if Jasmine was not in it. Let's see this thing. Oh, there was a moment where Sarah Ann told Vanessa and Nick that she wished that they would have showed more images of her and Jimmy having a connection. Sorry, Jeremy. Of her and Jeremy having a connection. And when she said this, I can't remember if it was Laura or if it was Vanessa. They were like, well, because he didn't pick you. So that's why. I was like, oh, someone's upset. Yeah, so they talk about their relationship being serious and being real, real, real. And of course, Laura is just venting about how bad she felt that she was lied to. And Laura was also upset at the fact that Sarah Ann never reached out to her after they had the conversation at the lake. She was just very upset about it. She was just like, I don't understand why we never had a conversation, why you never reached out to me to see how I was doing. But can you really blame her? Like, can you really blame Sarah Ann for not reaching out to Laura? I can't. I wouldn't, honestly. She was getting dragged on the internet over and over again. I can't blame her for not wanting to talk to her. They also asked AD how she felt about the conversation that she had with her. And she was like, honestly, I don't think that there's anything that I can say that's going to make it better or worse because she already made her decision. She's already with this man. So Yeah, just look at this joke of a man. Just look at this. Let me see if
Trevor and the girlfriend that you had at the same time that you were participating in this experiment.
Yes, in fact, you were texting her as you were traveling here and as soon as you left the pot.
Let me find the part exactly where they ask. I need to find the exact part where they ask him because I want you guys to see his dumb face.
Vanessa and I, but everyone on this stage would love to hear what you have to say about that.
Nah, say it with your chest.
Yeah, say it with your chest. You guys see how quiet he was? You guys see how quiet he was because he can't even answer a simple question. Like, you put yourself in the situation and you can't answer a goddamn question. A goddamn question.
I had a whole thing planned to say.
Oh, he's so sad. He had a whole plan thing to say, guys.
Yeah. So
honestly, he's a joke. He's a joke of a man. I cannot. Do I even follow him? I used to follow him on Instagram. I'm about to go and follow him. I don't even remember because I forget about like the things that I do sometimes. But if I do follow him, I'm gonna follow that man right now. Oh, I do. I'm following him right now. Yeah, you. Oh, perfect match. So, can you guys see that for perfect match? We have Micah and Jessica and Izzy. Did you guys like Izzy from the last season? I thought he was just awkward at times. And of course, what's her name? What's the name of that girl that didn't like him? She didn't like him because he didn't have money. That's he had his whole speech planned and it was yeah. I know, that's why I was so frustrated because I thought he was gonna come in here and he was gonna come in here with receipts and all of these things, and he was just like, yeah. Okay.
I guess I'll start by saying that I was not dating her.
Yeah, and then he goes on and saying that he wasn't dating her, that they were just close to each other, that he wanted to meet someone in real life. It was just a bunch of lies, honestly. A bunch of lies spitting out of his mouth. And it does frustrate me because now you have this person right here that, well, let me put the chat back. Imagine if Chelsea would have said yes to him. Imagine if she would have married him, or if she would have been like, oh yes, like, was he gonna say no at the altar? Was he gonna dump her and just be like, oh sorry, I can't because I promised my girlfriend waiting for me back at home that I was gonna go back to her and marry her? Asshole.
There was a moment there where
Frustrates me.
she easily could have said, Trevor, you
Told her that yes, I'm toxic as well. I admit that. Like,
Being toxic
I
doesn't
need a lot of,
excuse
like,
you
therapy.
or
went
bad
into this
behavior.
Of like, I know I'm toxic. I know I need to fucking change.
Sure, you do. Oh, this is the part that I told you guys where Jimmy said that.
Here
Say.
to grill you by any means. It didn't work out for us, and I had just this intuition of why I shouldn't have picked you.
We all put 10.
No, I'm trying to find it.
I'll stay out of it, pumpkin.
Oh, there. I'll stay out of it, pumpkin. Yeah, when he says that, I thought that was funny. I thought that was very funny. When you to also be playing to other women, yeah, like, it's just wild to me.
Would she be lingering around, just like?
No, I told her that up front. I was like, you and I are toxic together. If I meet someone,
You and I are toxic together. If I meet someone else in here. I meet someone else in here, then I'm staying with someone in here. That's not what you said on your messages. That's not what you said on your messages. You said that you were not going to get engaged to anyone in the experiment. You said that you and someone else in the pots, another man that we don't know who he is, we're not going to get married. So don't lie. Don't lie. Trevor should have just cried. That would have been better, honestly. I think people would have been more just pleased with him crying and apologize. Okay. Yeah. Even then, what was he gonna say? Like, oh, I'm sorry that I was in another relationship with talking to you and coming to an experiment where we need to marry each other? Like, I don't know.
Someone in here, then I'm staying with someone in there.
Like,
You
that's
told her
why
that you were gonna marry her.
Yeah, he did say that.
No, and I will give
And
Chelsea.
at any point, you could have come to her rescue. Even I have
I have-
asked
I
for a
have.
ceasefire on Jimmy, and at any point,
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. Kept digging the trench deeper. Every man looking down with hands over their head. Woman glaring. Yep. Because that's exactly what happened. The man this season came to just lie. Not all of them, of course, not all of them, but a majority of them. And this happens every season that we get men that are like this. And it's so
you could have
frustrating.
just been like,
I have made comments helping Chelsea.
Did you come here?
And that was something that when Jessica brought it up, I had not thought about. That when Chelsea was getting a bunch of heat and she was getting all this stuff, at no point did Trevor come and be like, oh, guys, chill out. Like, she doesn't deserve it or anything like that. And I think that's the least that he could have done with all the things that he put Chelsea through. Especially coming out of the experiment and finding out that the person that you had a connection with was actually lying to you the entire time. You know, all those words, all those things that were said in the pots were just lies.
I have no idea.
Going to have some trouble on Perfect Match. Is he really on Perfect Match? Yeah, right? He filmed it. Has Netflix said anything about it? Like, oh, here's the trailer for Perfect Match. Because I did hear the rumors that he recorded Perfect Match, but I haven't seen anything yet. I do know that Jessica is in it. They just confirmed it today, so we do know for sure that she is in it to win it.
I can't. Oh, and
Suggestion that this is just really I want people to come right here. Ulterior.
It's AD all day. That we were really rooting weeks following.
okay.
I just thought from a respect level that I shouldn't reach out.
Yeah, so he leaves. I wanted to see the part where he leaves, but I can't find it for some reason. And the thing is that I can't really play much because then I'll get flagged.
I hope you know that. And any clarity you need, I owe any response to. Like, I don't give a fuck about.
Suggestion that this is just done for entertainment.
Yeah, he's like, the only person that I need to really give an explanation to is Chelsea. No one else I need to give an explanation to. So all of us, and I guess all the other cast members don't need an explanation as to what he did, which I don't necessarily agree with. You wasted all of our times. You wasted time out of our days. You wasted other people's times. Someone else could have been here in this experiment and you took that opportunity from them just because you were being a selfish fuck. Like, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Why is my camera blurry? Okay, there. Okay.
There's been suggestions that maybe you were here for the wrong reasons. Guys,
because he was here for the wrong reasons. He was here for the wrong reasons.
People have invested genuinely. So, Trevor, I know you asked to leave. You can leave now, man.
Oh, there.
Oh my God.
You can leave now.
On
Don't
that
make
note,
that
I'm
face,
gonna change the
Chelsea.
subject.
You should be clapping because he's leaving.
In the audience, AD all day. Yeah!
Why are you so excited about that? 12 weeks.
A lot of weeks went by before we
yeah, they did have to wait a long time before they spoke to each other. Clay was the one that reached out to AD. And of course, that was going to be the case because he always felt like he made the biggest mistake of his life. Yeah, you did, but AD made one of the best choices of her life. Boy, bye. Yes, boy, bye. She made one of the best decisions of her life by not being with that man because, you know, I don't hate Clay. I said this many times. Like, I don't think he's a bad man. I just think he needs a lot of help, a lot of therapy, and I don't want AD to be that person that has to fix him. I want him to fix himself and then get into a relationship where he can actually be his full person. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? But yep. I think this is where I'm gonna end it tonight. I am very tired and I cannot wait to go take a shower because I really, yeah, I don't think we got anything else. Maybe we can just go through this.
Respect level that I shouldn't reach out automatically. I just think it's just been a little bit. I got a couple of.
That was tough. That was really tough.
Yeah, she's talking about how tough it was for her to watch the wedding. 75% Clay, 25% partner. Yeah, you're right.
Would you have done things differently?
You know, Nick, that's a good question. I think throughout this whole process, one of the biggest things that I struggled with was getting out of my own way. I kind of battled with like the morality of like.
Yeah, we did see that many times that he had to struggle over and over again with trying to figure out if he was a good person. He also said that he did talk to his father about the situation. You know how like when Clay's dad and Clay's mom had that conversation where she was like, you need to apologize to him and you need to explain things to him of what you did, you know, all of those infidelity trips that you took him to. We find out that Clay did have a conversation with his dad, but his dad didn't really apologize. It was more of a, you know, they talked about it and that's it. But Clay said that he's happy about it. He is not mad about what his dad said and that his dad is a good father. So he's not going to judge him for that. You know, to each their own. If that is an answer that Clay is happy with, then that is an answer that Clay is happy with.
Am I a good person? Am I a bad person? I'm like, I'm not the guy that's to the altar and saying that I didn't do well, you know.
There's nothing more that I could have done. And then to hear him say it was a mistake is like, what am I supposed to do with that information?
Do you think you would ever date him again?
The quietest. I think Clay needs to work on himself before dragging another person into it. Therapy, maybe. I don't think he's ready to commit. No, yeah, he's not ready. He says it many times. He's not ready for it. He's ready to go to therapy. That's what he's ready for. And until he does that for himself, he's not going to be able to get in a relationship because that other person, it's going to get hurt. Very hurt. But yeah, he he does acknowledge that.
Next question.
But as far as we know, he's not going to therapy yet. So at least it is nice to see that AD is feeling more confident about herself and the things that she did for Clay. Because before it definitely seemed like she was more like, oh my God, I did everything. What else can I do? Why can I not fix this man? And this time it was more like I know I did my best. I know I tried. I know I tried to help him, but it didn't work out. So what else can I do for him? How else can I help him? I don't know if she's going to therapy though. Oh, she was going to therapy though throughout the season. Oh, she did go out with Matthew again. Oh my You're right. You're right. She did go out with Patty again. Sometimes those things just slip my mind. Clay is always gonna use broken home stuff. That is his excuse or his life. Well, Cinderella, everyone comes from a somewhat of a broken home. Man up. Stop using that excuse all your life. I mean, you are right. You're not wrong on your comment. All of us come, not all of us, but a lot of us do come from a broken home. I know I do personally, and while it does affect me at times, I have tried to be better when it comes to that. So you will hope that he would do the same thing, but he has not, and I don't know if he's going to.
Like, I don't know if I could show up for you every single day. It's just, she walked down the altar, I swear it was like 3. And for me, Nick, I was getting diagnosed on camera as like this red flag or this guy who has, dad issues and something like that. But I receive it. At the end of the day, I didn't do the process right.
He's gonna heat and blame it on his father. Yeah.
Do you think you're ready now? It's been a year.
Yeah, I think I put the work in.
Yeah, that's what when he said that, when she asked him, do you think you're ready now? It's been a year. And he said, yeah, I think I put the work in. I was like, have you put the work in? Have you put the work in? Because isn't there like a bunch of rumors of him having a bunch of girlfriends on TikTok? Like, I don't know if it's true. I'm literally saying rumors because that's what they are, rumors. I don't know if they're true. But I don't think it would take him a year to fully believe in himself. And even to this point, he still brings up, that he doesn't know if he can do it. He doesn't know if he has it in him. Do you guys think that they're dating again? Because, we did see that video from TikTok, but this reunion was recorded after the Thanksgiving TikTok. So that would mean that they're not together. But they also don't say that they were together. But the way they were looking at each other a little bit at times, I was like, are you guys together? I don't know. Maybe I'm just instigating at this point, but I think it was at the end. There was this little moment where they saw each other, and it was like, yeah.
To our season 6.
I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Right there. You guys saw that? Or am I crazy? Did you guys see that? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Right there. Yeah, right there. Like, am I making it up? Yes, cheeks. You need to come inside? I don't know. I think I'm just crazy and I'm making things up and that never happened. But that little look right there, I was like, maybe they are gonna see each other. Maybe they are gonna get in a relationship. But yeah, no. That's all I saw. They weren't sitting close to each other at any point. They were sitting very far apart from each other. How about a year per time he talks about his dad's infidelity? I hope she did. Okay. Like, you know how many years that's gonna take him? That's gonna be for the rest of his life. He talks about it every single time he gets a chance. And that's only the times that we saw on screen. We don't know the times that he did it off screen. But let's see what else you said. I hope she doesn't go back with him. He must have been good in bed. I bet you he's creep. Okay, stop. That would be funny. Like, imagine someone screaming touchdown every single time that happens. Touchdown! I could never. I could never. Yeah, but we did get a lot of unnecessary stuff. Like all of this. Who wants to see that? Like, why? Why? Like, I know that Bliss is pregnant. Like, I know that, and I'm happy for her, but I don't want to see it. I want to see other things. Oh, this is the one that I was telling you guys where they played like the timer on the screen. It was like showing 1 hour and 43 minutes have passed. This is 8 minutes later. But Clay also said that he does look up to Brett from last season of Love is Blind, because he says that like the things that he would say and just how he carried himself as a black man, it was just very impressive. So maybe he could act like Brett, you know, not say that he's gonna cheat on someone 24/7. So, but yeah, guys, that's gonna be it. This is actually a bye. I know I said bye like 20 minutes ago, but I'm actually going to stop this right now. It was a pleasure having you guys here. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Have a beautiful, beautiful night.